Good morning.
Morning.
All right, that's not good enough. Everybody stand up. Spin around once. Jump up and down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, you can sit down. Do you have energy now?
Yes.
We awake?
Yes.
All right, good, because I have a tough question for you. Regina, what's the equation of this line here? Tanisha's like, I don't think we learned this. What's going on? Have you seen this before? No? Oh, that's too bad, because it's definitely on your quiz on Friday. But you'll have it down by then, I promise, okay? What does it kind of look like? One of those 12 basic functions that we've been talking about for the past couple of days, right?
Yes.
Kelsey, which one does it look like?
Looks like y squared.
Y equals what?
Y equals 5, maybe?
Not quite. Is that one of the 12 basic functions we learned?
I don't think so.
Jean, can you help her out? Or, I'm sorry, you're not Jean. Regina, can you help her out? Misha?
Y equals x squared?
Yeah, very good. It's upside down though, right?
Yeah, so y equals negative x squared?
Wow. You know what we're doing next week.
Oh.
Wow, all right. We changed it though a lot, right?
Yeah.
The x squared faces up. This one we flipped upside down, we pushed into the corner, and we squished it. We did 4 very distinct things. They're called transformations. That's what we're going to be learning over the next couple days. We're going to learn the first one today, okay? I need somebody to be my PowerPoint person. You want to do it, Tanisha? All right, do you know how to go back on slides too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so can you go to the next slide? Megan, I want you to take a real good look at this graph 1. Let me know when you sort of got it in your head.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Can you go to the next slide, Tanisha? What's the difference between graph 1 and graph 2?
The first graph was up higher, and this one's down below the x-axis.
And Kelsey, how much did we move it down?
I think 3.
3. Yeah, can we go back to check that? How do you know that we moved it down 3?
Because it went from the origin down to negative 3.
Right, the absolute value has a very distinct point right here, right? And can we go to the second graph? Oh look, that graph moved down 1, 2, 3. Right? A lot of the graphs, the 12 basic functions that we talked about, have a very specific point, right? Like the x squared also lies at the origin, and the x cubed graph. Can we go to the next slide? What this is called is a vertical translation. It is the shifting of a graph up or down. In the case that we just looked at, we moved the graph 1 down 3 units, right? This is on page 145, but I want you to copy down this definition anyway. And I absolutely, absolutely need you to copy down this general equation. What's a general equation, Tanisha?
It applies to like any numbers that you put.
Yeah, right? So we can take any situation where we have a vertical translation, and we can sort of fit it into this equation here, this general equation. You're going to need this for all the transformations that we're going to be talking about for the next couple days. But what does this general equation mean? Megan? Does it just look like numbers and symbols to you? Or I guess letters and symbols?
Sort of, but I mean, I see the x in there, so I'm sure it has something to do with the x-axis.
Well, it has to do with graphs, right?
Yeah.
Remember this, when we have a letter and then x in parentheses, we have that twice here. It means that we're talking about a function. So, what was f of x if we're talking about graph 1 and graph 2?
Y? I mean, x squared.
X squared, right? It was, was that the equation of the first graph? Go back to graph 1.
Negative x squared.
No. Graph, the next slide. There you go, graph 1.
Oh, absolute value of x.
Yeah, so this is our f of x equals the absolute value of x, right? Now, if we want to find the equation of graph 2, Tanisha, can you go to graph 2? How would we do that?
Subtract 3.
Yeah. Well, it's a function, right? So what do we have to have? We got to name our function. What do we want to name it? How do we name functions? Regina, how do we name functions?
With letters?
With letters, right? So give me a letter. What are we going to name graph 2?
G.
G. All right. Good. This way we're being consistent with the general equation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have g of x, and what do we need to have in order for it to be an equation? Very good, Kelsey. Equal sign. So now, Megan, what do we have to have after this equal sign?
F of x.
F of x, so what is our f of x?
Oh, sorry, the absolute value of x.
Yeah, we're just going to slide this right down here. And then what else? What are we missing from this? Misha, what are we missing?
The subtraction.
Yeah,
Subtract 3.
good job. Why are we subtracting 3?
Because you moved down from the origin 3 places.
Good. Regina, do you agree that we should be subtracting 3, not adding 3?
Yes,
Yeah, why?
because we moved into the negative
Yeah. When would we add 3?
when we move into the positive.
Yeah, if we were moving it which way?
Up.
Very good. Up. All right. So can you go forward 3 slides? 1, 2, there you go. All right, there's some examples. I'm going to post this online, so if you want to take a look at it tonight or next week, go ahead. But I want you to get from this slide is c is negative if you want to move the function down. Okay? You all got that? C is negative if we want to move the function which way, Kelsey?
Down.
All right. So next slide. Oh no, quiz! All right. Jean doesn't want to be here today. She's not feeling well. So who wants to be my temporary Jean? Megan? All right. What is the translation?
When the graph moves up or down.
That's a type of translation. Kelsey, can you help her out?
That was my idea too.
All right, Tamisha, you have an idea?
When the equation moves around the graph.
Yeah, when you're sliding a graph, right? What is translating a word? You're moving it from one language to another, right? So if we're translating a graph, we're moving it from one spot to another. Tamisha, can you hit the next one? Megan, you're not done yet. What is a vertical translation?
When it moves up or down.
Yes, very good. Kelsey, do you agree?
Yes.
All right. All right, next. Tamisha, what is the general function of the vertical translation?
F of g of x equals f of x plus something plus c.
Yeah, very good. Regina. You have to hit it again. What is the equation of the function y equals x squared translated down 4 units?
Y equals x squared minus 4.
Very good. I was going to ask if somebody agreed, but then I just said very good, so I just sort of gave it away. All right, next slide. It's not over yet. Kelsey. What must I do to the y equals the absolute value of x graph to get y equals the absolute value of x plus 1?
Move it up 1.
Megan, do you agree?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you sure? You don't sound very confident.
I'm not sure, but if I had to take an educated guess, I'd say I agree.
Why do you agree?
Because moving it up would be positive, so
Yeah.
it's plus 1.
Good job. All right, last question. Megan, who is the first person to answer a question in this quiz?
Me.
Yeah, very good. Because you took Jean's spot. All right. Now I want Megan and Regina to work together, and Kelsey and Tamisha, you can work in a pair, and we're going to do a pair activity.